Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lisa and this is Creativity and Inspiration. If you're new, welcome. I am so happy you're here, and if you keep coming back, thank you. Today we are talking about how I use my journals, and maybe you'll get some ideas of how to use yours. I get so many people coming up to me all the time going, hey, I make these and then they just stack up and I don't know how to use them. I try to give them to people and people are like, oh, it's beautiful, but I don't know how to use it either. I mean, I'm not a journaler, so what do I do? So this video is for all of the non-journalers out there, how you can use all the beautiful journals you create. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you for all the positive vibes, messages. Your outpouring of love has been amazing. My husband is doing better. He's still in the hospital, but every day he is getting better, which is, awesome. That's what we want. So, and you may be saying, why are you making videos? And some people deal with stress by maybe eating. I deal with stress by being busy, and he knows this, and we're both good with the way I deal with stress, so it's fine that I'm making a video. If he was in any danger or very, very sick, I obviously wouldn't do that. So anyway, let's get into how I use my journals, and maybe I'll give you some great ideas of how you can use yours as well. Before we get started, don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button with that little bell. That would be amazing. How do I use journals? Well, these right here are all my current journals. I have multiple journals I've already filled up, I'm done with, and I'll show you a few of those as well because they were used for something a little different than what I'm using right now. So I'm just going to start on the top, go down. I'll show you a little bit of the inside and kind of tell you why. The first one is this one, and it's just so pretty, so creative. I did not make this one. I bought it out of a shop, and it inspires me with the colors and different textures. So this is my art journal. And what I do in here is I'll write down ideas and sketches of art that maybe is for a call, or maybe I just have an idea for some art in my head, or maybe I'm just kind of practicing a type of art that I want to try. So there's all different things in here. There's sketches of weird things that don't make any sense. There's notes about different galleries, what they're looking for. So it's just full of different things. So this is my art journal. I have an art website. It's of course linked down below in the description. If you want to check it out, I do custom pieces or commissioned art pieces. So head over if you're looking for a piece of art and you haven't been able to find something. Reach out to me and we'll see what we can do. Now, I've shown you this one before. This is my exercise journal. Movement is very important for me for my CRPS, and it's important for anybody. We all need to be moving. I also have a fitness channel linked down below because I am a certified personal trainer, and my focus is women over 50. So anyway, this is where I keep my personal log of what I do in a day. Yes, my phone tracks and all of that, but my phone doesn't track if I do, say, a little arm workout, or if I, it doesn't kind of keep exactly what I'm doing. It'll keep my steps, which is amazing, but this one will be like Saturday, hospital and walk, how far I walked, how many steps, and that kind of thing. So that's all in here. I also, if I've done my arm workout, I will put, arm workout, 10 reps, 3 times for biceps, 10 times 3 sets for triceps, that kind of thing. That kind of information goes in here. I love this. I actually purchased 2 of these 2 years ago. They are full of space, and you write tiny, and you can get multiple years in. I'm about to fill this one up finally, but I have my standby ready to go. Now, this journal I absolutely love. It's all sparkly. It's all about the bee. I got this one in a swap 4 years ago, and I'm just now using it. I've done a lot of swaps, so I have a lot of journals I haven't used yet, but that's fine because I will get to using them. This one is so pretty. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but anyway, it's got sparkle. This has a very vintage feel, as you can tell from the ribbon, the cover, and if you look inside, it's vintage papers, a lot of, it just looks vintage to me. So this is going to be the journal I use to track my vintage events business. And my vintage events business is part of my vintage shop. I have a vintage shop on Etsy, and I have a vintage website. Again, I'll link down below. And I have a vintage YouTube channel as well. And I just share what I find on there. Anyway, I have a new division opening up, vintage events. And that's what I'm going to track in this journal. This will be setups, what supplies I have, because vintage events is tea parties. And we're going to add another feature later. But it's vintage tea parties, which are great for, a wedding shower, a baby shower, anniversary, birthdays. So all of that business information will be kept in this journal. This little journal that you've seen multiple times, it is a flow journal, meaning I can, once the inside fills up, I can pull it out and put new papers inside. In fact, I just did that a video or two ago. And this is my affirmation journal. Every morning I write in this, and I love it. So, it's a different size. If you notice, these two are very similar, but they're all different. And you'll see more different sizes coming up. They're all different materials. That's what I like about journals too. They're not all the same. Now this little thin journal I got a few years ago. I love this. This is where I track the sales of my book, where I've sent it for PR and all of that. If you didn't know, I wrote a book. I did. It's a book. It's called Creative Healing, and it's just to help people with, it doesn't take the place of any doctors, any therapist, or anything like that. I just made it for those that are, when you're home and you're having a really stressful day, and maybe you talk to your therapist, you go to the doctor, and you get home and you're still a little anxious, or maybe you don't see a doctor, but because your anxiousness or your chronic illness is in a good place, whatever. It's not to replace a doctor. It's just to kind of be a tool in your, helping you cope. And it's great for chronic illness, anxiety, depression. So check it out. It's on Amazon. I'll link it below. So this little book tracks where all I send this. Where all I've sent it, how many I've sold, all of that sort of thing. This super cute little dog print journal is actually not for the dogs. This one is for my home. My husband and I are getting ready to do some just fun little freshening up of our home. I know my head has been cut off this whole video. Ignore it. My head is not the star of this. All the journals are. But anyway, I made this one. It's a painted cover. It's an envelope cover. You've seen this one. I did some sample stuff in it. But it's for redoing our home, kind of freshening the paint. When you find paint colors you like and you want to use them again, then you can't find your paint chips. Well, I'm going to keep all the information in a journal, measurements, all of that. So it's going to be in here. It's a great way. I've done this before in different homes, and it really keeps everything at your fingertips. Then the really nice thing is, if you sell your home, you can give this information to the person who buys it. This is going to be all about my home freshening up. This one is actually a notebook journal, and I am using this one to track whether I record rainfall, snow, hail, all of that sort of thing. I'm a volunteer for CoCo RaHS, and it's a really cool organization. Of course, I'll link their stuff below. And I have a rain gauge in my backyard, so I check rain every day. You can check snow, you can do hail. But when you check rain, not only are you doing rain, but you're also doing drought conditions. Because if you go 100 days with no rain, what is that? Drought. I use this cool little notebook journal that I got in a swap. And it's super fun, super cute, and it's great. Now this one I'm not using currently, but I do make one every holiday season. And what I put in here is Thanksgiving and Christmas. Has a bunch of tabs, what I need to grocery shop for, gifts, Christmas cards. Thanksgiving is definitely food, you know, plates, paper plates, decorations, all of that sort of thing. Maybe some activities. So, yeah, that's what this one is. And let me tell you, these come in so handy. Okay, this journal is so beautiful. It's such a good size. And what I did in this journal, because I have a vintage business and I'm always researching, growing my knowledge, because I'm also a personal property appraiser, I did a lot of research and I recorded all that research in this journal. It was perfect for that. This one is actually from Yvonne Preston. She is on YouTube. I will link her channel below. This came from her and it was amazing. I love this journal, and like I say, it holds all my research in here, and I refer back to it often, and it is so well made. It has stood up to the test of time, because I started my business in 2014, and I want to say it's from 2014 to 2016, somewhere in there. So it's really well made, so go check out her stuff for sure. And like I said, it holds a lot of information, a lot of research. Now, I don't remember where I got this one from, but this one was really cool. It was really grungy. And I used this one year to plan my whole backyard garden and my flowers and bushes, all of that. So that you can use them for your landscaping needs. Now, I have a friend who doesn't like, I use a calendar daily, okay? But I have a friend who doesn't like calendars at all. So what she does is she'll take a journal, either this size or this size, and use that for a calendar. Maybe for the first 6 months, she'll use a bigger one. For the last 6 months, no. For the first 6 months, she uses a smaller one. For the last 6 months, because of more holidays, she uses a bigger one. And every day is a day in the month, and she'll like use one page to be the month, and then the next page right behind that starts her days, and she'll do that. And like I said, it's kind of big. They're kind of big, like thick, because I think maybe she does 3 months at a time, but she'll have 3 months in there, and then she'll make a new one, 3 months, like that, because she doesn't want a normal calendar, and she doesn't want a planner, that sort of thing. That's a great way to use journals, too, is to create your own kind of calendar planner system, but just using a journal. So that's another way. I am also getting ready to make a cookbook journal. I've done a lot of vintage cooking episodes, and I just love to cook, and I want to keep my favorite recipes at my fingertips. So I pulled together a bunch of stuff that I got in a Flow Journal swap a few years ago, and it was for a vintage cookbook. Here's the cover. I just love this color. I love this size. It's so fun. And I have some of the stuff that was in the swap, and it's going to be the most adorable little cookbook ever. I mean, I'm just going to show you a couple of these just because they are so cute. And I didn't do these. The person I swapped with did these. But they are just, I just love it. And I just haven't had a chance. Or, you know how you get it in a swap and you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to use it. But then, well, I'm not really at that point in my life where I need that type of journal yet. Well, now I'm at that point. So I'm going to make this up. Of course, if you want a video on, you know, at least part of this and seeing the final flip through, definitely comment down below vintage kitchen, or great. Comment down below kitchen journal, and I'll be happy to film, you know, bits and pieces, not the whole process, but bits and pieces, maybe the best parts, and then of course do a flip through for you. So again, if you want to see the kitchen journal all put together and kind of how it was done, definitely comment kitchen journal down below. So guys, thanks for being here with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this little kind of informative video about how I use my journals, and maybe you've gotten some ideas how to use yours. You don't have to write pages and pages and pages. It's okay to make a list of things you're doing. Maybe plan out ideas like I do in my art journal, you know. Do research. Write it in a journal. That's fine too. It doesn't have to be in a notebook if it's for you personally, right? Maybe you need an affirmation journal, or maybe you're trying to journal and you just keep falling off. Start with 1 sentence a day. That works too. Maybe you're starting a business. Great way to put your thoughts down and to, diagram, organize, list. Anything you want to do, you can do in a journal. It doesn't have to be writing your innermost thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up. Also, again, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button with that little bell. I would so appreciate your support, and please keep the positive thoughts, vibes coming from, prayers coming from my husband. I think it's working. I know it's working, so it would be greatly appreciated. If you've made it to the end of this video, comment lemonade below. And again, if you want to see bits and pieces of the kitchen journal with a flip through at the end, comment kitchen. Take care though, and I will see you on Friday. Bye. Just under 4 hours before we got turned in. Okay.